The place on the surface above the focus of an earthquake is the epicenter. Vibrations travel outwards from the epicenter as waves. The Mughal Emperor Akbar is known for building which of the following cities? Fatehpur Sikri. Fatehpur Sikri was founded as the capital of the Mughal Empire by Emperor Akbar in 1571. The Green Revolution in India was primarily focused on which crops? Wheat and rice. The Green Revolution, 1960s, significantly increased the production of high-yielding varieties of wheat and rice. The Sagarmala project is aimed at which of the following? Modernization of ports. Sagarmala is a strategic initiative for port-led development and modernization of India coastline. The vegetative part of a plant includes roots, stem, and leaves. Vegetative parts are involved in growth, while flowers are the reproductive parts. During heavy exercise, we sometimes get muscle cramps due to the accumulation of lactic acid. When muscle cells respire anaerobically due to a temporary lack of oxygen, glucose breaks down into lactic acid, causing cramps. What causes the trade winds to blow? Earth's rotation. The Coriolis effect caused by Earth's rotation influences wind direction. Which is the state tree of Telangana? Jami Chettu. The Jami Chettu, Prosopis cineraria, is the state tree of Telangana. What is the purpose of the PM Vikas Vishwakarma scheme? Support for traditional artisans. The PM Vishwakarma scheme provides end-to-end support to artisans and craftspeople who work with their hands. When contours are far apart, the land is almost flat or gentle. Widely spaced contours represent a gentle or nearly level slope. Cuscuta amrabale is an example of a parasite. Cuscuta climbs on other plants and derives nutrition from them, acting as a parasite. In which year were regional rural banks, RRBs, established in India? 1975. RRBs were established in 1975 to cater to the credit needs of the rural population. Which meridian is exactly opposite to the prime meridian? 180 degrees. The 180 degrees meridian forms a full circle with the prime meridian. The FDI stands for Foreign Direct Investment. FDI is an investment made by a firm or individual in one country into business interests located in another country. What is the pH of a very concentrated basic solution? 14 on the pH scale. 14 represents the highest level of alkalinity or basicity. The train Matri Express runs between India and which country? Bangladesh. The Matri Express connects Kolkata in India to Dhaka in Bangladesh. Which of the following is a human-made environment? Road. Roads, bridges, and buildings are created by humans to modify the natural environment. Which organ stores bile? Gallbladder. Bile is produced by the liver but stored in the gallbladder. What is the nature of metallic oxides? Basic. Most metallic oxides, like MgO, CaO, are basic because they react with water to form bases. Which of the following is the most important factor in the rock cycle? Heat and pressure. Heat and pressure transform igneous and sedimentary rocks into metamorphic rocks. Remembering your 10th birthday party is an example of episodic memory. Episodic memory involves the recall of specific personal events or episodes from one's life. The pulse rate is usually measured from an artery. The pulse is felt in arteries, like the radial artery, due to the pressure of heart pumping. Sand dunes are formed by the action of wind. When the wind stops blowing, the sand falls and gets deposited in low hill-like structures. Reproduction by eyes is seen in potato. The scars on a potato, called eyes, contain vegetative buds. The genus of early humans that lived between 4 and 2 million years ago and had a smaller brain size than Homo is Australopithecus. Australopithecus is a genus of early hominids that existed in Africa and preceded the genus Homo. What is orthophoto? An aerial photograph geometrically corrected to have a uniform scale. Orthophotos can be used like a map to measure true distances. Who is the creator of the famous painting Mona Lisa? Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci was a polymath of the Renaissance era. The equidistant property in a map projection means distances from the center are correct. Equidistant projections preserve distance relationships. Which acid is present in stinging nettle leaves and ant stings? Methanoic acid. Ant stings and nettle stings contain methanoic acid, formic acid, which causes a burning sensation. Seeds with hooks or spines are usually dispersed by animals. These features allow seeds to latch onto moving objects or animals. The process by which water continually changes its form and circulates is the water cycle. Water moves between oceans, atmosphere, and land. In which state is the Kaziranga National Park, famous for the one-horned rhinoceros, located? Assam. Kaziranga National Park in Assam is home to the world's largest population of great Indian one-horned rhinoceroses. What is the percentage of oxygen in the air? 21%. Oxygen is the second most abundant gas and is essential for animal life. According to the Gestalt School of Psychology, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Gestalt psychology emphasizes that we perceive patterns and configurations rather than just individual components. The international date line is not a straight line because to avoid dividing a country or island group into two different dates, it zigzags to ensure islands like Fiji or parts of Russia stay in the same time zone. Which of the following is not a member of BRICS? Italy. BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The Dead Sea has high salinity because it is in Israel. The Dead Sea in Israel has a salinity of 340 grams per liter of water. The Sanchi Stupa is located near which city? Bhopal. The Great Stupa at Sanchi is one of the oldest stone structures in India, commissioned by Emperor Ashoka. Tomato is a natural source of which acid? Oxalic acid. Tomatoes primarily contain oxalic acid along with some citric and malic acids. What is the base year for the current series of National Income Accounting in India? 2011 to 12. The base year for GDP calculation was revised to 2011 to 12 from 2004 to 5. Which early human species is the first to be found outside Africa? Homo erectus. Homo erectus fossils have been found in Asia and Europe, indicating migration out of Africa. Which language is often referred to as the Italian of the East? Telugu. Telugu is called the Italian of the East because, like Italian, its words end in vowels. Psychologists must obtain informed consent from participants. This means participants must know the risks and nature of the study before agreeing. Informed consent is a crucial ethical requirement in all human research. The Himsagar Express connects which two extreme points of India? Jammu Tawi and Kanyakumari. Himsagar Express is a long-distance train connecting Jammu Tawi in the north to Kanyakumari in the south. Which of the following is a small-scale map? Atlas map. Atlas and wall maps show large areas with less detail, making them small-scale. Which port is situated at the mouth of the Zuari River? Mormugao. Mormugao Port in Goa is located at the entrance of the Zuari estuary. Water from unabsorbed food is mainly absorbed in the large intestine. The large intestine absorbs water and salts from the undigested waste. The human heart has how many chambers? 4. The 4 chambers, 2 atria, 2 ventricles, prevent the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. The eye of a storm is found in a cyclone. The eye is a region of calm weather at the center of a tropical cyclone. Which instrument is synonymous with Ustad Bismillah Khan? Shehnai. Ustad Bismillah Khan was a legendary musician credited with popularizing the Shehnai. Which layer is free from clouds and ideal for flying aeroplanes? Stratosphere. The absence of weather disturbances makes the stratosphere ideal for jet aircraft. Which projection is most suitable for showing the entire world and used for navigation? Mercator. Mercator projection preserves shapes and directions, making it ideal for marine navigation. Which of the following can hold the office of the President or Vice President in India? Any citizen, by birth or naturalization. Unlike the USA, where only a natural-born citizen can become president, in India, both a citizen by birth and a naturalized citizen are eligible for the office. In an experiment, the variable that is manipulated by the researcher is the independent variable. The independent variable is the cause that the researcher changes to see its effect. The Swamitva scheme is related to issuing property cards in rural areas. Swamitva uses drone technology to map residential land in villages and provide ownership records. Aquatic animals like fish excrete waste in the form of ammonia. Ammonia is highly toxic and requires plenty of water for excretion, making it ideal for fish. Which of the following is used as a preservative in pickles? Sodium chloride. Common salt, NaCl, is widely used as a preservative to prevent the growth of microorganisms in food. Who wrote The Subjection of Women, Arguing for Their Freedom? J.S. Mill. J.S. Mill was a strong advocate for gender equality and women's suffrage. Birds and lizards excrete waste as a white-colored paste called uric acid. Uric acid excretion conserves water for these animals. A plan is different from a map because it is a very large-scale drawing of a small area. Plans show details like room sizes in a building, which maps cannot. Plants lose most of their water through transpiration. Over 90% of water absorbed by plants is lost via transpiration. Which is the largest shipyard in India? Cochin Shipyard, Kochi. Cochin Shipyard Limited is the largest shipbuilding and maintenance facility in India. Which component of blood helps in clotting? Platelets. Platelets aggregate at a wound site to stop bleeding. Which committee recommended the establishment of the Monetary Policy Committee, MPC? Urjit Patel Committee. The Urjit Patel Committee recommended the creation of the MPC to decide on interest rates. The steep vertical wall of a waterfall is created by hard rock over soft rock. The river erodes the softer rock underneath faster than the hard rock above. What is the purpose of the FASTag system implemented on Indian highways? Electronic toll collection. FASTag is an electronic toll collection system operated by the NHAI to enable seamless movement through toll plazas. The system of writing used in Mesopotamia, characterized by wedge-shaped marks, is called cuneiform. Cuneiform comes from the Latin words cuneus, wedge, and forma, shape. The discovery of which alloy marked a significant advancement in early technology? Bronze. The Bronze Age followed the Stone Age, utilizing a mix of copper and tin for superior tools and weapons. The tiny pores on the surface of leaves for gas exchange are stomata. Stomata allow carbon dioxide to enter and oxygen to exit the leaf. The entire group of people that a researcher is interested in studying is called the population. The population is the total group, the sample is the smaller portion actually tested. Which type of memory has an essentially unlimited capacity and duration? Long-term memory. Long-term memory can store vast amounts of information for periods ranging from minutes to an entire lifetime. Eclectic approach in psychology refers to combining multiple perspectives to understand behavior. An eclectic psychologist uses bits and pieces of several perspectives depending on the situation. Sodium hydroxide is used in manufacture of soap. Sodium hydroxide, now H, also known as caustic soda, is a key ingredient in soap and detergent manufacturing. Bryophyllum can reproduce through its leaves. Bryophyllum leaves have buds in their margins that can grow into new plants. The Shola forests are typically found in which part of India? Western Ghats. Sholas are tropical montane grasslands and forests found in the higher altitude regions of the Western Ghats. Reproduction through a single parent without seeds is called asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction produces offspring that are genetically identical to the parent. Which national highway connects the Seven Sisters, Northeast India, with the rest of the country? NH31. NH31 is the critical highway that links the northeast region with the mainland through the Siliguri corridor. Which Indian state was the first to implement the Employment Guarantee Scheme? Maharashtra. Maharashtra was the first to start an EGS in 1972, which later became the inspiration for Manrega. Who was the first woman Prime Minister of India? Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi served as the Prime Minister of India from 1966 to 1977 and again from 1980 to 1984. Madhubani painting is a traditional folk art style originating from which Indian state? Bihar. Madhubani painting, also known as Mithila art, is practiced in the Mithila region of Bihar. The Lumbini festival is celebrated in which Indian state? Andhra Pradesh. The Lumbini festival is organized by the Andhra Pradesh and now Telangana government to celebrate Buddhist heritage. Which state is the Fulkari embroidery associated with? Punjab. Fulkari literally means flower work and is the traditional embroidery of Punjab. What color is used to represent cultivated land on topo sheets? Yellow. Yellow wash indicates agricultural or cultivable land. Crossing the international date line from west to east results in gaining a day. Travelers gain a day when moving from West Asia to East America across the ideal. Who among the following is a libertarian thinker? Robert Nozick. Nozick is a key figure in contemporary libertarianism, advocating for a minimal state. Which Indian city is famous for its chikan embroidery? Lucknow. Chiknakari is a traditional embroidery style from Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. What is CRR in banking terminology? Cash reserve ratio. Cash reserve ratio is the specific share of total deposits that banks must keep with the RBI in cash form. Which mathematician is known as the man who knew infinity? Srinivasa Ramanujan. Srinivasa Ramanujan made extraordinary contributions to mathematical analysis and number theory. Early humans who walked upright on two legs are called bipeds. Bipedalism, walking on two legs, was a key evolutionary step for early human ancestors. NABARD was established on the recommendation of which committee? Shivraman Committee. The National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, NABARD, was set up in 1982 based on the Shivraman Committee report. The Shantiniketan was founded by Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore founded the school, which later became the Viswabharati University. In which year was the Citizenship Act passed by the Indian Parliament? 1955. The Citizenship Act was enacted in 1955 to provide for the acquisition and termination of Indian citizenship. Acid rain occurs when the pH of rainwater is less than 5.6. When the pH of rainwater drops below 5.6, it is classified as acid rain. The southern part of Mesopotamia, where the first cities emerged, was called Sumer. Sumer is the site of the earliest known civilization, located in the southernmost part of Mesopotamia. RF in a topographical map can refer to representative fraction or reserved forest. In conventional symbols, it may denote reserved forest, but in scale, it is representative fraction. Who wrote the book The Road to Serfdom? F.A. Hayek. Friedrich Hayek argued that government control of the economy leads to the loss of individual freedom. Which of these is a parasite? Cuscuta. Cuscuta is a non-green plant that takes food from a host plant. The Sangay deer is endemic to which Indian state? Manipur. The Sangay is a medium-sized deer found only in Manipur and is also the state animal. Which imaginary line divides the Earth into the northern and southern hemispheres? Equator. The equator is the 0 degrees latitude line. Which Indian monument is known as the Black Pagoda? Konark Sun Temple. The Konark Sun Temple was called the Black Pagoda by European sailors due to its dark color and magnetic power.